If you've built a product but don't have that predictable go-to-market engine driving a consistent pipeline where you can be guaranteed to put $1 in and $2 comes out, then you need a clear go-to-market strategy. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to walk you through what you absolutely need to know to build your plan, generate more pipeline, and accelerate your path to that next stage of growth, based on my experience of what works with over 200 plus B2B companies in the last 14 years as a CMO. Most people these days tend to overcomplicate their go-to-market strategy. There's too many trends, too many hacks, too many tricks, and nothing really lasts. You need a plan that your team fully understands and can execute quickly. However, creating such a plan is challenging because we're not taught this at school. One of our first clients at Rising Tide typified the challenges of B2B marketing. They said, "Grady, we don't need loads of visitors to our website, we just need the right ones, key decision makers." That's the challenge for many founders without a plan. How do you get your product in front of the right people, educate and persuade them that you are the right solution for their problem? Even experienced marketers struggle to build go-to-market plans that work. They're often unengaging, misunderstand the real strategy, and incorrectly focus on awareness or partnership. Your company shouldn't try to be an expert in all go-to-market motions, but rather, let's be intentional about what you're genuinely good at, identify your team's strength, and focus on what's realistic within your resources. We've helped clients of Rising Tide grow from startup to scale, and we do it all using exactly what I'm going to show you today. There are 7 key steps to getting started on your go-to-market planning for 2025. They are: define your market, then identify your ideal customer profile or ICP, break down your competitors, look at their packaging, look at their messaging. Develop your own messaging, get that ideal offer, then nail down your distribution. How do you get your message out to your clients? Execute your plan of action, and finally, review, iterate, and improve. We're going to start today by defining your market, which many define as their audience. You need to be crystal clear about who you're targeting. Write it out. For me, it's founders who are building a B2B software or tech company. Whether it's a new market or you're transforming a stagnant industry, it needs to be identified so that you can answer 3 fundamental questions. 1. What is the urgent problem that your product solves? 2. Why they need it to be solved? And 3. Why the problem exists in the first place. Macro trends often explain the existence of a problem. For example, the high failure rate of SaaS companies in my business. Once you understand this clearly, you can validate the market and how you need to communicate your value to your customers regarding their pain points, performance, and of course the level of support they're going to need. Step 2, you're going to need to define your ideal customer profile, the exact who. People often confuse their total addressable market or their audience with their ideal customer. But to keep it simple, we like to create a comprehensive description of your perfect customer. Using demographic data, define the criteria that makes them an ideal fit for you. The perfect customer is going to gain massive benefit from your product while providing maximum value back to your business. Doing this is vitally important because, like fishing, you've got to choose the spot to cast your net. You could go out for big, hard-to-catch targets like tuna offshore, or be more accessible and find sensible ones like fish right in the bay. It's essential when you're starting to focus on targets that are accessible to reach, giving you the chance to close deals and lengthen your runway. An easy way to think about this is to understand the length of sales cycles, often much longer in enterprise companies and shorter in small to mid-sized businesses. Right now, we're looking for maximum revenue efficiency. Try to determine which clients are the best fit for your existing products. Then let's start to define a clear litmus test or critical criteria for your customers, including, for example, their fit to your value proposition or the impact on your business, price suitability and ability to pay, team size, ease of closing the deal, location, and industry. All of these factors help determine not just who would buy the product, but right now, who's the ideal customer to get you focused on. This is because you must focus on the right customers to avoid failure. If you don't, it often leads to long sales cycle, resource depletion, and poor working relationships. Businesses will usually fail because their strategy and targeting criteria at this early stage are poorly thought out. Let's break down your competitors. It's an often overlooked stage in the process, but breaking down your competitors is invaluable in understanding the lay of the land. Your goal is to identify the white space or blue ocean opportunities where unmet needs exist. Sometimes we copy what works, while more often we look to understand what customers dislike about their competitors. And when reviewing, start reviewing their messaging to determine exactly your potential unique selling points of packaging or of the product. Your goal here is to identify the white space opportunities where unmet needs exist. Sometimes we copy what works, but more often we look to understand what customers dislike about competitors. Finally, when starting and reviewing their messaging, determine the potential unique selling points of both your package and product. If we can pledge together that you're not going to overlook this stage, it's going to hugely change your potential. In the immediate, it helps you to decide how to differentiate from competitors. For example, focusing on a 10x feature or offering premium service. And in the long run, it allows you to segment your potential audience for tailored messaging, separating yourself from most of the crowd. We use tools such as SimilarWeb, Foreplay, and Meta Ad Library to look exactly how our competitors are messaging our customers today. Finally, remember our goal is to develop unique product, packaging, and offer for your product and your customers. Even within your industry, your ideal customers are not being reached today by your competitors. Only second in importance to your distribution engine is your core message. It's vital to clearly convey your product's value in a way that resonates with your ideal customer's pain point while also speaking in a language that they're ultimately comfortable using. Here, our main goal is to define why a customer would choose you over the competitors. This is where you should think about differentiation, especially essential in a saturated market as it separates you from the crowd with a unique message, narrative, or distinctive product approach. Without differentiation, your efforts are going to lead to poor quality leads and lackluster growth. You can achieve this through a strong value proposition reflected in an offer. Stand out against the competition and the status quo by developing a clear, simple, and direct 1 to 2 sentences defining the problem you solve and why customers should choose you, explicitly explaining the transformation your product offers. This message informs all of your other marketing and sales material, so it's crucial that you're going to get it right today. All of your content should follow 2 basic principles. Number 1, creative. Allow for flexibility in the message to engage your audience actively. And number 2, highly focused. Spend 80% of the time providing value and only 20% of the time converting. Here, creativity is a variable of success, as crafting compelling content to capture and retain audiences is the ultimate growth hack for trust and organic access. Throughout the process, you build trust with thought leadership and reach your audience via topics that genuinely interest them, giving you the upper hand when it's time to start a conversion. Having a reliable engine to deliver your message is, in my experience, the most essential part of any strategy. You can craft the perfect message and find the right people. However, without delivering to the right prospects, you cannot build revenue and achieve dominance in your niche. So here, we've got to choose your tactics wisely. Reaching your ideal customer is like conducting an orchestra. All of the elements must work in harmony. You're going to need high quality data. Targeting the right people effectively requires great data. Purchased, acquired, or prospected data, and then make sure you're enriching it into a clean data pool that you own. Then look at your channels. Start with multiple channels, isolating which one performs best. When you start to achieve a return on investment from that channel, you can scale into additional distribution channels. Monitor and test each one while optimizing to scale for the channels. Most channel growth starts with outreach, sales, or acquisition, but it's SEO and other evergreen inbound tools that are essential to growth. To ensure your ICP can find you via search engine, start developing your SEO strategy as soon as your messaging begins to create conversions. Automated systems are how you can separate from the competition in 2025. It's never been easier to add in no-code and AI automation tools to turn any manual outreach channel into an automated lead engine. When you've got all these put together, then you can start to put your targets out for both outbound and inbound functions. For outbound, we build a model based on your team's capacity and budget. For most clients, we use a mix of social and email outreach, driving into either a demo or founder call. Here is the targeting that makes you successful. Number 1, analyze your SDR's daily activity, cold call, email, and LinkedIn messages. Then calculate your average output and response rates to estimated meetings booked. Use meetings booked to opportunity rates to inform rep targets. Then factor in the average opportunity to close rate. Adjust your audience, ICP, or messaging if your targets are not being met. If you're doing this with a SaaS product, you can easily convert this either into product demos or actual conversions on your landing page. To start with inbound, you want to ensure that your message, value proposition, and offer are set. Then work backwards from these key points to create pillars or buckets of topics that you want to focus on. These become your long tail keywords or your evergreen content, the ones that are going to convert beyond trends. Here's some keys to getting started on inbound. Initially, we should aim for a 50-50 split between inbound and outbound. Get started with that content right away. Start with an estimated cost per lead. Our worst case scenarios are $30 for content leads and $250 for demo requests from paid ads. Then overlay predicted conversations at each funnel stage. Determine the budget needed to match outbound opportunity numbers as far as conversions go. And then these functions are executed by mastering specific channels guaranteed to reach your ideal customers. Now that you've defined your market, identified your perfect customer, observed what your competitors are lacking, and targeted them through message, it's time to lay in the distribution. Let's think about an action plan and put it all together to create demand for your product. Here are the 3 distinct stages of execution: pre-launch, launch, and post-launch. Now, I think it's ridiculous that most people think that a launch is a singular event, when launches are actually multiple years or year-long events designed to grow your product. Each phase has dedicated objectives, key progress indicators or KPIs, and activities that you associate with every one of your channels. In the pre-launch phase, your aim is to build awareness and credibility through content sharing and community building. KPIs at this stage could look like building 1,000 users within a Slack group or landing 10 influencer partner campaigns. While in pre-launch, you can prepare your channels by creating a blog to educate prospects, launching a YouTube channel to turn your blogs into videos. We love repurposing content. Access Quora, LinkedIn, or Reddit to answer questions related to your niche and product. These things convert for years beyond your initial work. Join communities and groups to participate, engage, and share valuable content. Or build your own community or newsletter to create an own channel to network and message with your users. Design a funnel via landing pages to bring prospects on a journey of discovery. During the launch phase, your primary objective is to drive product adoption. We do this by announcing organically and amplifying via paid channels. A KPI here could be 10,000 new users in a month, or it could be reducing your overall churn. In organic, you announce via existing channels, your blog, YouTube, newsletter, Slack, all those that we set up in pre-launch. Where in paid, you start to amplify your announcements through Google and Meta ads, focusing on both conversion and promotion. You'll want to engage groups and communities to promote your product with the permissions of group admins. When you're ready, sponsored influencers can review and share your product, increasing promotional reach. If you have the budget, you can leverage PR and launch on Product Hunt, Reddit, or TechCrunch to garner more attention within your ideal audience segments. In the post-launch phase, our objective shifts to optimize and scale to drive further product adoption and solidify your position. While your KPI should aim to reflect aggressive user growth, you also want to be reducing your costs and improving your conversion rates. We're going to be focusing here on getting more nurtured users rather than acquired users. At this point, we're going to start scaling up our organic channels, focusing on what performs best while testing new channels like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat. We can start by just taking your existing content, altering it for those channels, or creating brand new content that fits that, pulling it back into the channels that work really well. While your inbound scales, make sure you start to add in more paid acquisition channels and explore channel partnerships. Offer a strategic choice over hiring more salespeople. And we're all founders here, so we're going to get hard to work in product developing, using the feedback from your community to develop strong V2s or additional features that'll going to kill your competition. Throughout all of this, we've got to ensure that we're tracking our data, iterating and improving based on results, with the goal of achieving conversational dominance and conversion across all of your channels. You can measure the quality of your go-to-market strategy with these tools. Focus on the quality of leads and the conversions, not the quantity. Analyze conversion rates between leads, opportunities, and closed deals. Always be optimizing and automating. Measure the percentage of leads that convert to opportunities. The benchmark we use is around 10%. A low conversion rate indicates issues with the messaging or potentially targeting the right audience in ICP. Don't rely on vanity metrics like sheer numbers of leads, audience side, or registered users. Instead, keep a close eye on your growth engine coverage. Understand the need for a sufficient pipeline to meet your revenue goals. The benchmark for pipeline coverage that we use is 3 to 5 times your revenue target. You've got to stock those top users at 5x whatever your intended growth is per month. Then let's map the sales journey of your prospects to ensure every stage, from acquisition to retargeting, is defined within your distribution channel, allowing for perfect alignment and oversight, creating an unstoppable growth engine. Messaging, audience, and packaging will evolve, but your distribution machine becomes the CPU of your business. From here, you can calculate the number of leads and opportunities needed to succeed based on conversion rates and average deal size. And there you have it. In conclusion, let's remind ourselves of the steps that we took to build a successful strategy today. We defined our market, identified ideal customer profile or ICP, we broke down our competitors, looked at their packaging, looked at their messaging, and looked for blue space or blue oceans. We developed our messaging, nailed that distribution and aligned it to our user journey, executed on our plan of action, and of course, reviewed, iterated, and improved. Every stage is essential to building a complete scalable engine that'll take your company from 0 to thousands of users and beyond. The fundamentals always remain the same. Everyone needs a strategy for their life and business. With strong strategy and focused, disciplined execution, your business is going to rise through the strong systems you create. One last tip to get started is to map out your processes using a tool like LucidWork. Then align outreach channels to your funnels, linking into a call, demo, or landing page. Start manually, and over time you can scale quickly and easily with automation, adding cost and complexity. If this is precisely what you need and would love to learn more about how you can work with us, check out our link in the description below.